Hi, my name is Lisa and I am an educator at the St. Louis Zoo. Today I will be answering some of your questions about becoming a zookeeper. A typical day for a zookeeper really depends on what animals they work with. Most zookeepers have some sort of a routine no matter what type of animal they work with. And that routine typically includes cleaning, cleaning animal habitats, both indoors and outdoors. And cleaning, depending on what animals you work with, can take a big part of your day or not as much of your day. Really just depends on the animals that they work with. Feeding the animals is obviously very important, and the way animals are fed is again dependent on the animal itself, but there are a variety of ways that our keepers are able to feed animals, including putting food out in their habitat, putting food inside for them, hiding food to encourage foraging behaviors or grazing behaviors. So there's a whole variety of ways that keepers develop and utilize to feed the animals. We also do and put a big priority on what we call enrichment. And enrichment is anything that we can give to the animals or provide for the animals that encourages natural behaviors and behaviors that we would even see animals do in the wild. It both stimulates them mentally and physically, and it can look like all sorts of things, but the keepers are really the geniuses behind developing all kinds of enrichment for the animals. And like I said, it's a big priority, so it is something that animals get every single day. And another part of a keeper's routine is behavioral husbandry, which is just a fancy name for training. And at the St. Louis Zoo, our behavioral husbandry utilizes what we call positive reinforcement training. And that is something that we use with all of our species. And depending on the species, our keepers will work with them on a very regular basis. And all of the motivation behind the behaviors that we train is all about taking better care of our animals, so that our animals, through the positive reinforcement training, will even voluntarily participate in their own care. So if an animal we need to check out their teeth, and we do positive reinforcement training, all we have to do is ask them to open their mouths. They open their mouth, we check out their teeth, and then they get a reward. So everything we train our animals to do has everything to do with taking the best care of them possible. And the last thing keepers do every single day is record everything. Keepers are very good at taking notes and making sure that there is good communication between the entire keeper team so that everybody knows what's going on with all the animals and with the routine as well. And keepers also do a lot of education. So they're out talking about their animals, they're sharing their animals on social media, and doing the best that they can to make sure that their animals are the best ambassadors they can possibly be. So while our keepers very much enjoy their jobs and very much enjoy interacting with the animals on a daily basis, we don't really play with the animals. And that's a pretty common misconception that, and a very common question that we get asked. But at a zoo, like the St. Louis Zoo, we work very closely with our animals. But again, just like what I was saying with our training program, everything that we do with our animals has a very important purpose. So while training may seem really fun, and it is, training, especially with like our sea lions, is really, really fun, it has a very important purpose, like taking better care of our animals. So we wouldn't necessarily consider what we do playing with the animals, but our keepers definitely enjoy what they do. So the education that you need to become a zookeeper really depends on the zoo that you're applying to. At the St. Louis Zoo, most of our keeper positions will require a 4-year bachelor's degree in some type of animal science field like zoology, biology, or animal science. But again, it really just depends on the zoo and the position that they're applying for. I will say that if you do get a 4-year bachelor's degree in an animal related field, it definitely will give you a leg up in getting that position. So a few tips that I can share in terms of getting a leg up when you want to become a zookeeper. Again, getting that bachelor's degree will really help you stand out, especially if it's not required and you have one. That will definitely help you stand out. Good communication skills are really important, and being able to work on a team and work with others. Keepers always have a team and always have other keepers that they need to work with. And it is really important that they can talk to each other and communicate important information. Another thing that's really important to know is you're going to work hard. You're going to be on your feet a lot. You're going to be lifting a lot. It is hard work physically. So it's important to know that you will be doing that if you are a zookeeper, and it's very rewarding work, working with the animals and being with them every day. But it is something where you're going to be on your feet a lot, and you're going to be carrying a lot and moving a lot for sure. So when I was a zookeeper, my favorite part about my job was the relationships that I built with the animals that I worked with, as well as the keepers that I work with on my team. You work really closely together with your team, your human team, your zookeeper team, but also with the animals in your care. And I was lucky enough to work with bears, elephants, rhinos, and hippos. And working with those animals day in and day out really helped me get to know them really well, but also build a trusting relationship between myself and those animals. And that was really, really rewarding. And being able to work with endangered species. I worked with black rhino, and the black rhinoceros is a critically endangered species. And being able to work with them and support a breeding program was really amazing to know that the work that I was doing day in and day out contributed to saving a species and to species conservation. So there are a few places I want to share with you that you can go to get more information about becoming a zookeeper. The first one is the St. Louis Zoo's website, and I'll go ahead and put these websites up when we're all done. It's stlzoo.org/animals/so you want to be a zookeeper. So that's a great place to go to get started. Another good website is www.aza.org or aza.org, and that's the Association of Zoos and Aquariums. And the Association of Zoos and Aquariums is our accreditation body. So at the St. Louis Zoo, we are accredited by the Association of Zoos and Aquariums. And what that means is that we meet very rigorous, very high standards of animal care, as well as our education programs. And being accredited by AZA is a really awesome stamp of approval for an institution. And you know, if they've got that AZA stamp or that sticker on their website or on their gates or on their door, you know you're walking into and supporting a very high quality institution that is very much dedicated to animal care and animal conservation and education. And the last one is the American Association of Zookeepers, also known as AZAC. And their website is aazk.org or azac.org. And AZAC is a national membership organization that is just filled with keepers from all over the country, and even some international keepers as well. And they are a fantastic resource, and they have great resources on their website to learn more about becoming a zookeeper. And when you do become a zookeeper, AZAC is a great place to get more resources and to meet zookeepers and learn more about the work that you do as much as you possibly can. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you learned a few more things about becoming a zookeeper. I wish you all the luck in your pursuit in becoming a zookeeper. And remember to check out those resources that I will put up at the end. Make sure that you check those out and get as much information as you can, and work hard, study hard, and you'll be able to be a zookeeper in no time. Bye.